Steve Montrelli. We're going to elaborate a little bit on his venture. And why don't you give us an idea of how you got started into that?
Well, like I say, when Don Schumacher decided to take over the companies for his dad, and his dad was retiring, and him and his dad and his mom, I think, went down to Florida and took it easy, and Don decided to go ahead and take over the businesses for follow through with his dad. So what I did is I was at home again, just like I said, well, now what am I going to do for a job? And when I was kind of with Schumacher, I think what happened is the reason I wasn't offered another job is maybe the guys figured they couldn't afford me because I'd been with the Mickey Thompson three-car team and I'd been with the Don Schumacher three-car team. I don't really know about that part, but I had hurt my back a couple of times, and I really didn't want to go down the road no more. So I thought to myself, well, this is a perfect time to get in the parts business, engine business, and see what I could do with it.
You talk about going down the road. I need to find out about hours worked in a regular week. Give me an idea of what you guys had to do back in those days.
Well, I could tell you about one little episode in 1 month that we ran 21 races. We ran 17 races in 21 days. And we traveled 1,000 miles overnight to each one of those races.
I don't think there's a racer out there that could meet a schedule like that today.
Well, maybe not, but we had what they called the Coca-Cola Cavalcade. And I ran that with the Mickey Thompson car, and I also ran it in with the Don Schumacher cars. And then we also ran a lot of national events with the Don Schumacher car. We won the first two races with the Don Schumacher car of that year I was talking about. We were runner-up at the Gainesville race. We won 3 or 4 more national AHRA national events that year. And we were very successful. Don Prudhomme and Schumacher car that year were the two best running cars. I mean, there was a lot of good running cars. Don't misunderstand me, but these guys, all we cared about is go fast and have fun.
The independents that did not have sponsorship in those days made their money by match races. Did Don Schumacher get involved with any of that?
Oh, well, that's what I'm saying. We ran the Coca-Cola Cavalcade. Basically was a match race type thing that was bought in, and they would bring in 8 or 16 cars. But what Don Schumacher would do, and he still does today, is the guys that don't have big sponsors or are just running out of their pockets with small sponsors. What we used to do when we go to a race, a national event, we used to put a brand new clutch, brand new ring and pinion in the rear end and everything, and we would take that clutch that maybe had 10 runs on it and sell it to the independents at a real discounted price to help them keep going down the road. Don was real good about that. Cylinder heads, pistons, rods, all the parts that we would take out of the cars, he would sell at a very reasonable price to the guys that were just trying to make it.
Some of the guys that had sponsors like the company that you mentioned, Wonder Bread, what did you have to do in behalf of the sponsor? Did you have to go to special events for them as well?
Well, it's not quite like it is today. Yes, we had to display the car at different places. Like I say, it wasn't too much at that point because we only ran that car for basically not even a year with the Wonder Wagon on it. Basically, it was always Don Schumacher. The money was coming out of his pocket. Like I say, I'm not positive if it had anything to do with the Stardust Hotels or not. But Don, what he would do, because he ran 3 cars, he would book these cars in. The other 2 cars would go to all the match races. So those cars were booked every weekend.
I see, but he was the premier driver,
right,
and so
we'd go to the national events.
National events, I got you. Okay.
And they would come to some of them. I can remember one time we had the car already, after the tire test that I told you about, we had gone to a friend of Don's that had an automotive shop there in Gainesville, Florida, and we took the car apart and rebuilt everything. Like I said, put a new clutch, rebuild the motor, do the rear end and everything, get the car all absolutely ready to go, clean everything in the trailer and everything, ready to go to the Gainesville race. And lo and behold, I mean, we're gonna go down to the Keys and go fishing. And Bobby Rowe calls us up, one of the other drivers, and he says to us, "Hey, we broke down on the road. We need to take your rig, and we need to be at such and such a place." And believe it or not, it was Fremont, California, and we're from, we're in Gainesville, Florida.
You're in Gainesville, Florida.
They fly in and take our whole rig, and go do this match race on a Wednesday night. Well, we still had like a week. Well, unfortunately, when the thing come back, I only had 2 days to take the car completely apart again, with my helpers, with my guys.
Your crew, sure.
Crew. I don't mean just me. There was 3 of us, plus the driver. And we had to go through the whole thing, go through the motor again, go through, clean everything up, put a new ring and pinion in it, put a new clutch in it, get it all ready to go. So it was kind of funny, but we were worried because we hadn't heard from nobody, and we didn't know where the truck and trailer was. We wait for it to come back, and we're waiting and waiting and waiting. Finally, they pull in. So it was kind of funny. But going back towards the
end of the Don Schumacher era, sure.
Yeah, but like I say, Don is really a neat guy, and he'll help any racer any way he can. I think today he's still, I know that he is involved in bringing the nitro over from another country, and matter of fact, Dale Poley, which was the driver of the Mickey car and all that, has his own car. He'll be debuting a brand new Nostalgia Feel Funny car at the March meet, but he sells the fuel for Don Schumacher, and that helps all the racers because the fuel that's sold here is about $800 more a drum.